Stop scrolling right now, because the dirty old quarter in your pocket could secretly be worth a fortune. Today, we are uncovering the shocking truth behind the rare American George Washington quarter dollar that has collectors and treasure hunters searching everywhere. From hidden mint errors to unbelievable values, this old American coin might be one of the most underrated treasures ever discovered. So grab your coins, watch until the end, and let's reveal the history, mystery, and incredible value hiding inside this legendary United States quarter. Let's get started. First up in the 1968 Washington quarter is one of the most fascinating old American coins still hiding in collections, piggy banks, junk drawers, and even old coin jars across the United States. At first glance, this dirty old quarter may look ordinary, worn out, and forgotten, but collectors know that some 1968 Washington quarters can carry surprising historical importance and serious collector value. Introduced during a dramatic era in American history, the 1968 quarter represented a changing America filled with political tension, economic transformation, and the modernization of U.S. coin production. Even heavily circulated examples with dirt, scratches, faded details, and dark tunning continue to attract attention because they tell a real story of decades spent passing through countless hands. The portrait of George Washington on the front of the coin became a symbol of stability during a turbulent period in the late 1960s, and today many collectors search for rare eras, high-grade survivors, and unusual mint varieties connected to this historic quarter dollar. One reason the 1968 Washington quarter became so important is because it was struck only a few years after the United States removed silver from everyday circulating quarters. Before 1965, quarters were made from 90% silver, but rising silver prices forced the U.S. Mint to switch to a copper-nickel-clad composition. The 1968 quarter was therefore part of the new era of American coinage, making it historically significant to collectors who study the transition away from precious metal coins. Many Americans at the time distrusted the new clad coins and began hoarding older silver quarters, causing circulation shortages across the country. Dirty 1968 quarters seen today often survive decades of heavy use in stores, vending machines, laundromats, gas stations, and public transportation systems. Some of these coins remained in circulation for more than 50 years, which explains why many examples now appear extremely worn, dark, stained, or damaged. Yet despite their rough appearance, certain rare 1968 quarters with unusual errors or exceptional condition can still be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. The obverse of the 1968 Washington quarter features the iconic left-facing portrait of George Washington designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Above Washington's head appears the word Liberty, while the phrase "In God We Trust" is displayed near the lower left side. The date 1968 appears clearly beneath the portrait, and collectors pay close attention to every detail surrounding the numbers because certain doubled dies and strike variations can dramatically increase value. On the reverse side, the coin displays a powerful American eagle with spread wings clutching arrows and olive branches, symbolizing both military strength and peace. Even on dirty and heavily circulated examples, this classic design still carries a timeless American appearance that makes the coin visually appealing. Many collectors enjoy searching old 1968 quarters for hidden details beneath layers of grime and oxidation, because cleaning coins incorrectly can actually reduce collector value. In the coin hobby, original dirty surfaces are often preferred over harshly polished examples because they preserve authenticity and historical character. The mint marks found on 1968 Washington quarters also play a major role in determining rarity and value. Coins from this year were primarily struck at the United States Mint facilities in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. For the first time since 1964, mint marks returned to American coins in 1968 after being temporarily removed during coin shortages. A small D mint mark represents the Denver Mint, while an S indicates the San Francisco Mint. Proof coins produced in San Francisco are especially desirable because they were struck with highly polished dies and mirror-like surfaces intended for collectors. However, even dirty business strike quarters from Philadelphia or Denver can become valuable if they contain minting errors such as off-center strikes, clipped planchets, die cracks, doubled dies, or missing clad layers. Some rare error quarters from 1968 have sold for astonishing prices at auction, simply because collectors constantly search for unusual and dramatic mistakes from this era of American coin production. Condition is one of the biggest factors affecting the value of a 1968 Washington quarter. Most dirty examples found today are considered heavily circulated, meaning important details like Washington's hair, the eagle feathers, and lettering may appear weak or partially worn away. Common circulated coins are usually worth face value or slightly more, but coins with sharper details and natural agging can attract collector interest. Uncirculated examples with strong luster are much rarer because most quarters from 1968 entered heavy daily use immediately after production. Some certified mint-state quarters have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on their quality and rarity. Coins graded by professional companies such as Professional Coin Grading Service and Numismatic Guarantee Company often command premium prices because collectors trust their authentication and grading standards. In some cases, a seemingly ordinary dirty quarter hidden inside an old collection can turn out to be an extremely valuable high-grade survivor. One of the most exciting aspects of the 1968 Washington quarter is the possibility of discovering rare mint errors. Error coins have become incredibly popular on social media and YouTube because they can transform an ordinary-looking coin into a valuable collectible worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Collectors often inspect dirty quarters under magnification, searching for doubled lettering, rotated dies, broad strikes, or coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. Occasionally, rare transitional errors appear when left of a coin blanks from another denomination accidentally enter the production process. These mistakes are highly prized because they reveal the hidden mechanical side of coin manufacturing inside the U.S. Mint. Some collectors spend years searching through rolls of quarters, hoping to discover one valuable error coin that changes everything. The excitement of treasure hunting is one reason the 1968 Washington quarter remains so popular among beginner and advanced collectors alike. Historically, the year 1968 itself adds even more importance to this old American quarter. The United States experienced one of the most chaotic and emotional years in modern history during this period. Major events including the Vietnam War protests, political unrest, cultural revolutions, and the assassinations of important American leaders shaped the national mood. Every 1968 quarter moved through the American economy during these historic moments, making the coin more than just money. It became a small metal witness to one of the most turbulent periods in U.S. history. Imagine this dirty old quarter passing through the hands of soldiers, factory workers, students, store owners, and families over 5 decades ago. That historical connection creates strong emotional appeal for collectors who enjoy owning objects tied directly to important moments in the American past. Today, millions of people continue searching through pocket change and old coin jars, hoping to uncover a valuable 1968 Washington quarter. In the end, the 1968 George Washington quarter dollar stands as a powerful symbol of American history, survival, and hidden value. What appears to be just a dirty old coin may actually represent decades of circulation, economic change, historical events, and collector fascination. From the removal of silver coinage to the return of mint marks and the discovery of rare minting errors, the 1968 quarter remains one of the most interesting modern American coins ever produced. Whether found in pocket change, inherited from family members, or discovered inside forgotten collections, these quarters continue capturing the imagination of collectors around the world. And somewhere out there, hidden among countless ordinary coins, a rare and valuable 1968 Washington quarter may still be waiting to be discovered. Next up in the Washington quarter from 1966 is one of the most searched modern American coins because millions of people still find it in circulation. Yet collectors continue hunting for rare versions worth surprising amounts of money. What makes this old dirty coin so fascinating is the fact that it was produced during one of the most important periods in American coin history. In the mid-1960s, the United States faced a massive coin shortage, and silver coins were disappearing from circulation because people were hoarding them for their metal value. By 1966, the U.S. Mint had already removed silver from quarters, replacing it with a copper-nickel-clad composition. Even though the 1966 quarter contains no silver, certain rare examples, mint errors, and high-grade pieces have become extremely valuable in today's collector market. Many ordinary-looking dirty coins sitting inside jars or old boxes are now being inspected carefully because some rare versions can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition and errors. One reason the 1966 George Washington quarter became so famous is because the U.S. Mint stopped placing mint marks on coins between 1965 and 1967. This means every 1966 quarter appears without a mint mark, no matter where it was made. At the time, the government believed collectors were removing coins from circulation based on mint locations, so officials temporarily eliminated the marks entirely. Because of this unusual decision, millions of Americans today become confused when they see a blank 1966 quarter and assume it may be extremely rare. While most are common, collectors still look closely for unusual striking mistakes, doubled lettering, off-center designs, clipped planchets, and transitional errors. These rare varieties can turn a dirty, worn-out quarter into a highly desirable collectible that attracts serious bidding from coin enthusiasts around the world. The design of the 1966 Washington quarter also carries major historical importance. The front of the coin features the portrait of George Washington, designed by sculptor John Flanagan. Washington's left-facing profile became one of the most recognizable images in American coinage history. The reverse side displays a powerful eagle with outstretched wings resting on a bundle of arrows surrounded by olive branches, symbolizing both military strength and peace. Even heavily circulated dirty quarters still show traces of this iconic artwork, and collectors often enjoy examining the remaining details under magnification. Coins with sharper hairlines, cleaner eagle feathers, and strong rim details usually command much higher prices than heavily worn examples. Some collectors specifically seek naturally aged dirty coins because they reveal decades of circulation history and give the coin a dramatic vintage appearance. Another major reason people search for the 1966 quarter is because of the possibility of hidden minting errors. Error coins have become one of the hottest areas in coin collecting, especially on social media and YouTube, where stories of valuable pocket change regularly go viral. Some 1966 quarters have been discovered with doubled dies, where letters or numbers appear duplicated due to a mistake during the die-making process. Others show dramatic off-center strikes where part of the design is missing because the coin blank shifted during production. There are also examples with clipped edges, die cracks, or strange surface textures caused by minting equipment malfunctions. These unusual mistakes transform ordinary quarters into unique collectibles. A heavily dirty 1966 quarter with a strong visible error can sometimes sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars because collectors value rare minting accidents highly. Condition plays an enormous role in determining the value of a 1966 Washington quarter. Most surviving examples are heavily circulated and worth only face value, but coins preserved in exceptional condition can become surprisingly expensive. Professional grading companies carefully inspect coins under magnification and assign grades based on wear, luster, scratches, and strike quality. A dirty coin with heavy damage usually carries minimal value, but if the piece still retains strong detail beneath the grime, collectors may pay significant amounts after professional cleaning and authentication. However, many experts strongly warn against cleaning old coins improperly because harsh cleaning can permanently reduce collector value. Natural dirt and tunning are often preferred over artificial polishing. In some auctions, uncleaned vintage quarters actually attract more attention because buyers believe they may hide untouched original surfaces underneath decades of accumulated circulation wear. The year 1966 represents an especially interesting chapter in American economic history. During that era, rising silver prices caused widespread panic in U.S. coin circulation. Older silver quarters dated 1964 and earlier disappeared rapidly because people realized their metal value exceeded face value. The government responded by producing clad quarters made from cheaper metals, including the 1966 Washington quarter. Because these coins marked the transition away from silver coinage, many collectors consider them historically important even though they contain no precious silver themselves. Some Americans saved rolls of 1966 quarters believing they would become future treasures. Today, collectors continue examining those old stored coins, searching for flawless specimens, unusual tunning, and overlooked minting mistakes that could dramatically increase value. Social media and online coin collecting communities have played a huge role in making the 1966 dirty quarter viral again in recent years. Videos showing rare quarters selling for massive prices often inspire viewers to search through pocket change, piggy banks, and inherited coin jars. While many viral claims exaggerate values, there are genuine examples of rare 1966 quarters bringing impressive amounts at auction. High-grade coins with rare errors or exceptional eye appeal can achieve remarkable prices among competitive collectors. This growing online fascination has introduced millions of younger people to numismatics, the study and collection of coins. The excitement of potentially discovering a hidden treasure inside everyday change continues to fuel interest in old American quarters from the 1960s. Collectors also appreciate the 1966 Washington quarter because it reflects how everyday objects can become historical artifacts over time. What once purchased groceries, gasoline, or a newspaper now survives as a collectible connected to America's past. Every scratch, stain, and worn edge on a dirty 1966 quarter tells part of a story about decades of circulation through countless hands and businesses. Some coins traveled across multiple states, sat inside military pockets during wartime service, or remained forgotten inside drawers for generations. This sense of mystery gives old coins emotional and historical value beyond their monetary worth. Even collectors who never discover a rare era often enjoy preserving these pieces as small fragments of American history. Today, the 1966 George Washington quarter remains one of the most searched vintage U.S. coins because people continue hoping to uncover a rare and valuable example hidden in ordinary change. Although most dirty 1966 quarters are only worth 25 cents, certain rare errors, exceptional grades, and unusual varieties can command astonishing prices in the collector market. That possibility keeps treasure hunters searching every day. Whether found inside an old family collection, a forgotten coin jar, or loose pocket change, this historic quarter continues capturing attention across the world. Its connection to America's transition away from silver coinage, combined with the excitement surrounding rare mint eras, ensures the 1966 Washington quarter will remain one of the most talked about and collectible modern American coins for years to come. Next up in the Washington quarter from 1965 is one of the most fascinating coins in American history because it was created during a major turning point for United States currency. In 1965, the U.S. government removed silver from circulating quarters due to a nationwide coin shortage and rising silver prices. That means this coin became the very first regular-issue Washington quarter made with a copper-nickel-clad composition, instead of the traditional 90% silver used before 1965. To many people, an old dirty 1965 quarter may look like ordinary pocket change, but collectors know that certain examples can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition, errors, and rarity. The worn surfaces, dark tunning, and aged appearance often tell a story of decades spent passing through countless hands, cash registers, and historic moments in American life. What makes this coin even more viral online is that rare-era versions of the 1965 quarter have shocked collectors at auctions with surprisingly high prices. When people first examine a dirty 1965 George Washington quarter, they usually notice the portrait of President George Washington on the front. Designed by sculptor John Flanagan, the image became one of the most recognizable designs in American coinage history. Around Washington's portrait are the famous words, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the year, 1965. On the reverse side, the powerful eagle with outstretched wings symbolizes strength and freedom in the United States. Because these quarters circulated heavily during the 1960s and 1970s, many surviving examples today are scratched, faded, stained, or covered with decades of grime. Surprisingly, collectors often avoid cleaning such coins because cleaning can permanently damage the original surface and reduce collector value. That old dirt and natural agging sometimes help prove the authenticity and untouched history of the coin, making it more appealing to serious collectors. One reason the 1965 quarter became legendary is because of the incredible transition errors discovered over the years. During the switch from silver quarters to clad quarters, a small number of coins were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964. These rare era coins are among the most valuable Washington quarters ever discovered. Imagine finding an ordinary-looking dirty quarter in an old drawer only to realize it was mistakenly struck on silver and could be worth thousands of dollars. Experts identify these rare coins by checking the weight and the coin's edge. Normal 1965 clad quarters weigh about 5.67 grams and show a copper-colored stripe on the edge, while rare silver errors weigh about 6.25 grams and lack the visible copper stripe. Stories like these have turned the 1965 quarter into a viral treasure-hunting coin that inspires collectors worldwide to inspect every old quarter they find. Another fascinating part of the 1965 quarter story is the enormous production numbers. More than 1.8 billion quarters were minted that year because the U.S. Mint was trying to solve the national coin shortage crisis. Since so many were made, most circulated examples are still worth only face value. However, condition changes everything. Coins graded in extremely high mint state condition with sharp details, strong luster, and few marks can become surprisingly valuable. Collectors pay premium prices for quarters that appear nearly untouched despite being over 60 years old. Some professionally graded high-grade examples have sold for thousands of dollars because pristine 1965 quarters are much harder to find than people expect. This creates excitement for collectors searching through old jars, inherited coin collections, and estate sales hoping to uncover a hidden gem. The history surrounding the 1965 Washington quarter also connects deeply to America during the mid-1960s. This was a time of social change, Cold War tensions, the space race, and major cultural transformation across the country. Every quarter from 1965 silently traveled through that dramatic period of American history. These coins may have been used to buy gasoline during the rise of muscle cars, pay for movie tickets during the golden age of Hollywood cinema, or purchase meals during one of the most transformative decades in the United States. Because of this historical connection, many collectors feel emotionally attached to these quarters. A worn and dirty coin is not simply old money, it becomes a surviving artifact from another era, carrying traces of the past within its scratches and faded surfaces. Collectors are also fascinated by the minting details of the 1965 quarter because this year marked the temporary removal of mint marks from U.S. coins. Normally, quarters from Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco carried identifying mint marks, but from 1965 through 1967, the U.S. Mint removed mint marks to discourage collectors from hoarding coins during the shortage. As a result, all regular 1965 quarters appear without a mint mark. This small detail confuses many beginners who assume their coin is rare because no mint mark is visible. In reality, no mint mark is normal for 1965 quarters. However, special error varieties involving doubled dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or wrong metal compositions can still make certain coins extremely valuable. These unusual mint mistakes continue to attract attention on YouTube, TikTok, and coin-collecting forums where viral videos show rare quarters selling for astonishing amounts. The dirty appearance of many surviving 1965 quarters actually adds to their mysterious character. Decades of circulation can produce dark tunning, silver-gray discoloration, green oxidation, or even rainbow-like hues caused by environmental exposure. Some collectors appreciate naturally toned coins because the agging process creates unique patterns impossible to duplicate naturally. A heavily worn quarter may have traveled through thousands of transactions across multiple generations before finally being discovered inside a forgotten piggy bank or antique collection. That journey gives every coin its own personality and hidden story. Online treasure hunters often post videos dramatically revealing dirty old quarters before discovering rare mint errors or silver compositions, making these coins incredibly popular among modern audiences fascinated by hidden wealth and historical artifacts. One of the biggest reasons the 1965 Washington quarter remains so popular today is the dream of finding a valuable rarity in everyday change. Unlike ancient treasures locked away in museums, quarters still circulate among ordinary people. This possibility creates excitement because anyone could potentially discover a rare transitional silver era or high-grade survivor without realizing it. Coin experts recommend checking old quarters carefully under strong lighting and examining the edge for silver coloration. Some collectors even use digital scales to test suspicious coins. Auction houses have documented rare 1965 quarters selling for thousands of dollars, especially transitional silver eras authenticated by professional grading companies. These dramatic success stories fuel viral interest online and encourage millions of people to search through coin jars and inherited collections for overlooked treasures. Today, the 1965 Washington quarter stands as more than just spare change. It represents a historic shift in American coinage, a symbol of economic change, and a treasure hunter's dream hidden in plain sight. Even a dirty and heavily circulated example can spark curiosity because every scratch and stain reflects decades of real-world history. While most are common, the rare era varieties and exceptional high-grade survivors continue to command impressive prices among collectors. The combination of history, mystery, rarity, and the possibility of hidden value has turned the 1965 George Washington quarter into one of the most talked-about coins in the collecting world. For many enthusiasts, the thrill lies in the idea that an old forgotten quarter sitting unnoticed in a drawer could secretly be worth a fortune.